If you feel stressed, lack connection, and have no focus or drive to do anything, then your serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin and endorphin levels might just be messed up. So here's how you can hack each of these neurotransmitters to get your biology to work for you, not against you, so that you can 10x your productivity, happiness and focus. So let's not waste any time, let's get right into it. Let's get right into the action. The first neurotransmitter that we are going to cover is serotonin. So serotonin regulates your sleep, it regulates your mood, and it regulates your happiness, and it also has some other regulatory functions, but they're not relevant to the purpose of this video, so we won't be covering them. So if your sleep is messed up or you're always feeling sort of down, then your serotonin levels are likely messed up. So here's how you can actually hack your serotonin and actually boost them so that you have better sleep and feel better, which they're going to correlate anyway. So if you improve your sleep, you're going to feel better, and if you feel better, you're going to sleep better. So there's two birds with one stone, no matter which way you do it. So first way to hack your serotonin or boost your serotonin is to increase your intake of tryptophan. It's basically an amino acid, and you can get it in eggs, cheese, salmon, but if you are a vegetarian for some strange reason, each their own, not for me, but if you are, you can get it through supplements, so do it that way. The second way to boost your serotonin is to exercise regularly, preferably daily, even if it's just a walk. Like you don't need to be going in and deadlifting fucking 500 kilos every single day. You know what I mean? You don't need to be going in and maxing out every single day, because obviously you want some rest days to recover, but every day you should be exercising of some sort, even if it's just a walk, so like active recovery sort of days. Your third way to boost your serotonin is to spend more time in the sun. Now if you're like me and you live in a country that has fuck all sun, like basically none, so I live in Northern Ireland, so I have like no sun here, like literally it's ridiculous. I think it rains 270 days of the year, so, and then the other half of them 100 days that it's not raining, it is cloudy. So yeah, anyway, if you are like me, you can use a light therapy box or supplement your vitamin D or both, but essentially just try to spend more time in the sun. And the fourth way to boost your serotonin levels is to meditate. When you meditate, honestly, I know it sounds fucking stupid. I remember before I started meditating, I was like, what sort of fucking gimp am I going to be meditating? I'm not sitting there fucking eyes closed thinking of thoughts and all, but seriously, if you start meditating, it is a game changer, especially if you are anxious or feel down. You start meditating, it is a complete fucking game changer. Let's go in 2 seconds, very quick summary. Essentially, you sit there, eyes closed, and focus on one thing. Normally it's your breath, so you focus on your breath coming in through your nose, out through your mouth, or out through your nose, and repeat. Now you will get distracted and you will think thoughts. That's okay, that's meant to happen. Each time you realize that you're thinking again, go back to focusing on the breath and repeat that for a set amount of time. That is how it happens. That is how you do it. You're meant to get distracted and then go back to thinking or focusing on whatever you're meant to focus on. That was a quick run through on meditation. The second neurotransmitter that we are going to learn how to hack today is dopamine. So dopamine is the pursuit hormone. It makes you want to pursue things. Dopamine is meant to be our best friend, but in these days, because of fucking modern living, porn, drugs, social media addictions, dopamine is actually our enemy, specifically cheap dopamine, which is unearned dopamine from the likes of porn, from the likes of drugs, from the likes of social media. And too much of this cheap dopamine can actually ruin your focus, motivation and drive for greatness. So if you feel like you have no focus, no motivation and no drive to do anything, you need to hack your dopamine and get it back to its normal healthy levels. So to do that, the first step is going to be increasing your consumption of L-tyrosine. Again, hope I'm saying that right. This is an amino acid. You can find it in eggs or steaks. They're two good sources. If you're, again, fucking vegan or something for whatever wild reason, each to their own, take it through supplements. The second thing you want to do to hack your dopamine levels is to set daily achievable goals, because dopamine is the pursuit hormone. It wants you to pursue things. It wants you to pursue goals. Now, what that goal is could be something as simple as scrolling TikTok, or it could be to do 2 hours of working on your side hustle, whatever the fuck it is. Essentially, your dopamine is what helps you pursue a goal. Set daily achievable goals that you can achieve, and over time you're going to build up your dopamine to actually want to achieve these goals. The third thing you can do is cross off tasks on your to-do list. So this is very similar to setting daily achievable goals, but when you cross off a task on your to-do list, you get a wee hit of dopamine because you've accomplished something. So do this over time, and again, it's going to rewire your dopamine to want you to pursue goals and tasks rather than cheap dopamine sources. The fourth thing you can do is reduce your usage of social media, porn, drugs, alcohol. These are completely destroying your dopamine, because the way dopamine works is that you have a base level. Whenever you encounter something that spikes your dopamine peaks, right? But then it crashes to below your original base level. With this lower base level, you feel a bit crap. You seek out that thing that give you the original peak. However, because you've already encountered it, the novelty's worn away. Peak is never as big, so it only goes up, but then you crash just as much. So it's a constant cycle of peaks, lower base level, peak, lower base level, and you basically feel like crap. So limit your social media use massively. Cut out porn entirely. Don't even get me started on that. I could go into a whole fucking rant on that. Just cut it out, okay? And cut out drugs, and massively limit your alcohol intake to just celebrations for birthdays, that sort of thing, or cut it out entirely. The fifth way to boost your dopamine is to actually get 11 minutes of cold exposure per week. Now, by cold exposure, I mean an ice bath or a cold shower. Ice bath preferably, but cold shower will do the job, at around 45 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. 11 minutes at that temperature of cold exposure per week. However you want to split that up is up to you. However, I would probably advise to do that 4 or 5 days a week, so split maybe like 2 minutes a day or something. Essentially, the studies show that actually has prolonged impacts on dopamine levels. So it's going to boost your dopamine levels, it's going to make you feel good, it's going to make you want to pursue things that are worthy of your time and your effort and your basically your goals. The third neurotransmitter that we're going to learn how to hack is your endorphins. So endorphins are essentially like the painkiller hormone. They relieve pain, they relieve stress, and they boost your mood. So if you encounter the likes of mood swings, you feel depressed, you feel anxious, you likely need to boost your endorphin levels. So we are going to cover 3 ways to boost your endorphin levels. First way is exercise daily. Again, this is the same as serotonin. You want to exercise daily. Again, you want 3 to 5 days of resistance training, so lifting heavy weights, training hard in the gym. The other days you want to be doing something just to break a mild sweat, whether it's active recovery like walking, or you're doing a yoga class or something along those lines. Just make sure you're doing something, moving your body, challenging your body every single day. The second way to boost your endorphin levels is actually eat dark chocolate. Now, this is not an excuse to go and get one of those big fuck off £1 bars of chocolate, of dairy milk or something, one big massive one. Fuck, they're deadly, but they're not good for you, full of sugar, don't want them. Instead, you actually want to eat dark chocolate. Dark chocolate can actually be quite bitter, but the reason you want to do that is because coca, which makes chocolate, is essentially been shown in studies to boost your endorphin levels, and dark chocolate is really high concentration of coca, hence why it is relatively bitter. So go and eat it, couple of squares of a bar. Don't be eating like a full fucking massive bar, just a couple of squares. Otherwise you do that every day and you're going to end up obese or fat and feeling like shit, so just don't do that. And actually, with me laughing, that actually brings me on to the third point. Have a good laugh. Endorphins are raised quite a bit when you laugh, so just have fun. Take life seriously, but don't take yourself seriously. So be able to laugh at when you fuck up. It's not going to matter in 5 years as long as you learn from it anyway. So just have a good laugh, okay? Now, the fourth and final neurotransmitter that we're going to learn how to hack to 10x your focus, motivation, and happiness in this video is oxytocin. Now, oxytocin is essentially what regulates your emotional responses and your social behaviors. So if you feel like you have poor communication skills, or that you don't even have the desire to talk to anybody, that you're sort of irritable and you feel lonely, you likely need to boost your oxytocin levels. Now, how do you boost your oxytocin levels? Well, the first way is to spend time with loved ones. So good friends, family, people you actually care about. That'll automatically boost your oxytocin levels. The second way is to give someone a hug. So again, it's pretty much spending time with loved ones. Give someone a hug. When you hug someone, your oxytocin levels boost and you're going to feel good, okay? So just do it. Everyone feels good when they get a hug. I've never encountered anybody who feels like shit when they get a hug, okay? So just hug people. The third way is relatively similar to the first, but it's spend time with pets. So if you have a dog, if you have a fucking cat, I don't know why you have a cat, don't get me started. Don't spend time with cats, dogs, fuck cats. Anyway, and spend time with pets, okay? So just spend time with loved ones. Again, it's pretty similar. So essentially, spend time with pets, okay? Primarily dogs. Dogs are amazing. And the fourth way to boost your oxytocin levels is to have sex. So when you have sex, oxytocin levels go through the roof, okay? Especially when it's with someone that you actually care about. If you're not having sex, you don't have a girlfriend or something, you know, you're not hooking up with people, do not jack off. That's not a replacement. It is a replacement, but it's a very bad replacement, and it's wasting your masculine energy. It is completely plummeting your sex drive. It's ruining how you view women. And the reason I say that is because most people jack off with porn. So unless you're able to separate them, still jacking off is not a replacement for having sex, okay? So just don't think that's going to boost your oxytocin levels. If anything, it's probably going to lower them in the long term. It might boost them in the short term. It'll probably lower them in the long term. So don't replace it with that, okay? Anyway, that'll be a whole nother video for me to rant on, so just don't do it. Now that is how you can 10x your productivity, focus, happiness, mood, motivation, drive, everything, by making your biology work for you. This is the thing, your biology is meant to work for you, but often it doesn't, especially with modern living and the shit food everyone consumes and the shit lifestyle everyone lives by, sitting all day at a desk, even though I'm sitting at a desk right now, ironic, mindlessly consuming content, sitting staring at screens, eating crap food, never working out, never being in the sun. It's no wonder that their depression and anxiety is through the roof when you consider how everyone lives. Make your biology work for you. Follow the steps that we discussed in this video. And with that said, if you enjoyed this video, you'll actually love this free guide on how to start your self-improvement journey, so you can check that out here. Anyway, go and dominate. Ross out.